Let's say somebody told you, listen, I'm going to give you $3.5 million if you have sex with 600 people this year. Oh, that's a yes. That's a yes.
I get to pick them out. I'm like, I'm doing that anyway. I might as well get paid. Vegas is just.
I feel like that's where like the hookers be walking outside or something.
That's everywhere, bro. That's all over the world because we got to catch up with our girl any night, man, in Australia.
My God.
Speaking of Barry Bonds, this reminds me of Barry Bonds going for the home run record, man, because any night she's going for the record, man, 600 bodies in a year. We talked about her doing 300 last year. We talked about her up in the ante this year. She said, I'm going for 600 bodies. She wants to have sex with 600 people in one calendar year, and she gave us an update on this, bro.
Oh my God, yeah. She has said that she's just over 400 now.
Oh my God.
And she's trying to use dating apps and actually meet people organically in real life. But in an effort to really hit her goal, she started taking applications from her followers, and people can apply to sleep with her. She, of course, got a shit ton of applications, like it was a well-paying job. And she was wondering, like, why didn't I do this sooner? So there were a couple stipulations for anybody that was applying. First, the person had to be okay with being filmed. But they did have the option of whether or not they wanted their face blurred. And then on top of that, of course, they had to be tested for STIs and send images of themselves ahead of time. So
of course,
she was really picky.
Picky to pick 600 people to have sex with.
Listen, that's what she says. She says she's really picky, but sometimes she lowers the bar. But there's definitely a certain standard that potential partners have to meet in terms of the looks department.
Okay. I guess, she says she has to be attracted to them, somehow. She says she's like, I don't always like having sex. I don't always feel like having sex, and I don't want to force myself if I'm not in the mood. She would have to sleep with 1.6 people every day to reach the goal of 600 at this point. She's like, you can't cut people in half. She says, some days I might sleep with 5 people, and the next few days I might not sleep with anyone. I do get tired. It is exhausting, and I need to take a break. But she revealed that the highest amount of people she slept with in one day, 10 times that, 16.
Dude, this chick is nasty. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't care if she's like, she doesn't have any sexually transmitted diseases. But she's nasty.
16, having sex with 16 people in one day. We were curious about this before. We were like, how did she get to 300? We were trying to understand, how she could do it. I thought it was like kind of gangbang situations, and I can't imagine having sex with 16 people in one day and it not be like.
Yeah, that has to be a gangbang like sort of situation, or like an orgy where you're just like making sure you get every single guy there. Like, I don't know.
Teamwork. You need teamwork to get through that.
This is just
Gatorade.
Like, how do you even keep track? Like, how do you keep count? How do you know who you've been with and who you haven't? Like, there's so many different variables to
this. She has videos, bro. Like, it's all documented.
She is a serial fucker.
She said she is likely to make between $3 and $4 million this year.
Is that worth it?
For her, yeah, she's having fun. She enjoys it.
What do you think? Paid. Like, let's say somebody told you, listen, I'm going to give you $3.5 million if you have sex with 600 people this year. Oh, that's a yes. That's a yes. Oh, man.
I get the
kid
pick
from
them out.
Neptune over here.
I get to pick them out. I'm like, I'm doing that anyway. I might as well get paid.
600? Dog, no.
Silly.
That's crazy.
I'm just kidding. It's more like 300. Come on, let's be real. No, that's crazy. I could not do that. That's why I'm so impressed with her stamina. That's why I'm just like, it reminds me of Barry Bonds. She must be taking some performance enhancing drugs to get through these bodies. But she said, her family is very supportive of her career. It's important to her. But she says, it hasn't always been smooth sailing. Her dad actually found out, and she was upset that he found out. Because her dad, she said, it was pretty awful to receive a panic call from my dad saying a reporter just showed up at my door and is saying my daughter is a sex maniac. She says, my heart sank, not because I was ashamed, but because my dad is so innocent and so kind, and he loves me so much, he would have been so confused and shocked by that. She's
So
like,
you were ashamed because your dad is innocent and he was confused and shocked.
yeah, but she's like, I'm not sure what.
Girls can never take the ownership and blame for nothing.
She says, I'm not exactly sure what was said to my dad, but the fact that he paraphrased sex maniac makes me think it wasn't anything pleasant. It made me feel like I was being slut shamed, but thankfully I had a conversation with dad and explained what OnlyFans was, and he was okay with it and very supportive.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
So she talked to her dad about it. She explained OnlyFans to him, and he was cool with it apparently. But it is funny to me that she says like, she's like, oh, I don't know why what someone said to him because he brought up the phrase sex maniac. It's like, girl, you're having sex with 600 people this year. I don't know what else to call that. Obviously, you're a sex maniac. Like, it's not a normal thing. Like, you should know what you're doing. But I guess it is different when your dad calls you worried about that. But I think she explained that she's going to be making $3-4 million, and I think that's why he was cool with it. I don't know.
It's nasty. She says that the world is her oyster. And I would retort and say, no, your oyster is the world's. There is no way. There is absolutely no way. This is nasty work. She says she's not a sex toy, but that's exactly what people are using. People are submitting an application to come and have sex with you.
Bro, she's going to make millions of dollars. So clearly
she's also going to pay like $1 million in taxes. But I mean, listen.
What does it have to do with anything? She's making millions of dollars. You can say that about anybody.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I feel like there's where's the line? Like where do you you can paint this as, oh, I respect my body and I'm doing this to make money and because this is what I want to do. But at the same time, you're embarrassing your family. People are yelling at you, calling you a whore and telling you that your parents must be so proud. Like there's negative consequences to this kind of behavior too.
Of course.
And I know she don't always feel like, oh, I'm the greatest chick in the world. I know she be feeling like shit about herself.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm sure a lot of sex workers feel that way. You know, it's not an easy job, but someone's got to do it. It's the oldest profession ever. Like, like, what do you mean? Of course, there's drawbacks to being a sex worker. She's promoting herself, which is what I have a problem with her. Like, you're doing articles and you're surprised that your dad is like shocked by this. Like, why do we know about this and he doesn't? Like, that's what's shocking to me. But, you know, she's making a lot of money from it, so I'm not surprised by it. I mean, we talk about people making millions of dollars on OnlyFans every week. So, hey, you know, at least she's being creative and trying to hit milestones. I don't know. I've never heard of anyone doing this and going for it. So I find it interesting. Annie, let us know when you hit 600. You know, we want to know. We want to know, like Barry Bonds, when he hit, what was it, number 72? Like, I want to know. And honestly, if I was one of the guys that was going to be a part of this, I'd be like, I'll do it if you let me be number 600. Like, just let me be. It's either like be number one or be the last one. But as long as it's not like right after somebody else.
I feel like that could be valuable. She could probably sell like the numbers. Like it's almost like
oh, we're giving her ideas now.
This is free IP right here. But no, she could probably sell like a round number like 550, 500, 600. Like she's going to break some sort of world records, I would assume.
Bro, she should give out jerseys with the numbers on them. Like,
I mean,
you're part of the team.
If she's keeping a catalog and recording all these, that's a lot of content. She could, you know, from a business standpoint, she could be really setting herself up for life. Yeah. Because in all reality, she could treat herself like a rag doll and a sex toy like this for a couple years. She's got content that lasts her the next 20.
Wow. See, she's thinking ahead. I mean,
I'm thinking ahead for her. Like, trying to get her out of this life, trying to save her.
Don't save her.
So you don't want to be saved.
Oh man! Shout out to Any Night. Good luck on reaching 600.
Oh man.
I'm not gonna judge you because it's not like I'm trying to like.
No, I'm judging you. You're nasty. You're
I'm not
nasty.
trying
You
to
need
be.
help.
I'm not trying to like be in a relationship with her. Like she's being honest about her lifestyle and she's broadcasting herself. I'm sure the marketing of her having sex with so many people is working. I'm sure a lot of sex workers and porn stars have sex with maybe hundreds of people if they're as active as her. But she's making a real effort, and that takes stamina.
Remember when people were going online and like giving dick ratings for guys and stuff?
No.
You don't remember that?
When?
That was on Twitter. People would post and say like, "Oh,
did we talk about this? Or is it before?
I can't remember if we talked about it or not. It might have been before.
I remember the Facebook groups of being like, we dating the same guy?"
No. This was like this was years ago.
Okay.
But it was like girls would start a thread and talk about like how a guy was in bed and stuff like that. But they should. I want a review for her. I want somebody to start reviewing her.
I mean,
I feel like that would be more entertaining even than just reading this article.
Is it kind of like, is it kind of like a, kind of like when you look up a restaurant on Yelp or Google?
Exactly.
It's like the more reviews, the better. Like you trust, like, okay.
Exactly right. I mean, listen, she's
4.8.
She should have like 1,000 reviews by now, I'm sure. And imagine if she's got like a 2.5 rating.
Yeah, I don't think she'll get a lot more business that way, but hey, maybe the people are getting paid. That's what I want to know. If I know she's making $3-4 million a year and I'm participating, like I need a daily fee too. Like I need something.
I feel like these guys are paying her.
I don't think they're paying her, but who knows? Who knows? Let us know, guys. Do you think she's gonna reach that magic number of 600? Are you impressed with this, or are you judgmental? Do you think that she should be ashamed of herself? I think. Maybe the shame is her kink. I don't know.
I want to know how many people y'all would have sex with for $3.5 million a year. Like, is 600 a reasonable number?
Will Annie Knight break Diddy's record?
How many bottles of baby oil does she use?
I mean, is she not having freak offs? 16 people in one day? Damn.
For real, they need to arrest her too.
That's just a Tuesday night at Diddy's house. That's crazy. Damn. Shout out to her, though. Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on Spotify. Follow on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
All the apps. We're everywhere. We are everywhere.